In the shallows. I missed that first fish the first time he ate. Missed him. He was greedy enough to give me a second shot there. Hey, little guy. Right back to business. There's gonna be a bunch of them over there, but there was one over there. Oh, there's two. There's like a little tiny depression over there. It's like this big shallow flat, and then just maybe drops down like, I don't know, maybe 6 inches or something. Enough for those fish to sort of move up in there. They probably wouldn't be there normally, but there's a little midge hatch happening, and I think they're staging to eat the midges. Who knows, there might be some blue wings that come off today too. It's one of them days. Overcast, it's warm. It's been warm all winter, but daylight. Days are a lot longer now, so. And there's another one. And they're all about the same. Doesn't matter. The size of the fish does not matter. In competitions I fish, that fish right there could be the difference between a medal and not medaling. So we'll take them. Law of averages. Catch a bunch, you're bound to catch a big one. I don't really care about catching big ones. I was way back down there. I'm sure I was going to get one on that cast or not. Get in there. Usually these fish that I'm catching are normally down there. There's a big tree. But I got a few down there, but a lot of them have moved up here to feed on midges, I'm sure. This is a pretty little guy. Oh, I dropped him. Chubby little dude. This dude's been feeding good. These fish look excellent for end of February, whatever it is. I mean, they've had a easy. There's pretty markings on them. I don't know if I'm getting that or not. We'll see. Probably see more of my hand and less of the fish than anything, but yeah, that's a bigger one. Best one so far. I was gonna walk by that spot. I figured I'd try cast or two out there. Couldn't see any out there. But it just goes to show you, they blend in so well. Oh, that one might. Ooh, he was close to breaking me off there. I only had like 9x tipping on here. Fishing super light. Why are you using 9x? Well, 9x cuts the water column very, very fast. when you're in this tight line game, the thinner diameter line you use, the faster your fly gets down. It's a nice little rainbow. Not very spotted up, but so you can go, there's kind of two options. You can fish heavier beads. Heavier beads, you can get away with heavier tippet. But if you want to go light beads, light flies, small flies, you can fish lighter tippet. And they'll have their, advantages and disadvantages. But the fish I'm catching here aren't, I don't know what that was. They're not too big to get away with using what I'm using in the current, or the current than anything isn't strong enough. Didn't really give me any issues, so I can get away with using really light tippet. So I don't know what 9 pound is, or 9X is. It's like 1.5 pounds or something like that. But it allows me to use a much smaller bead. So I can use like a 2 mil bead, maybe a 2-3 mil bead, and get down on the bottom very quickly. Because the diameter of the line isn't dragging or causing any drag in the water. It just cuts down through the water column really quickly. Whereas if I was using like 6X, I'd probably still get down there, but it would take just a tick longer. And I'm fishing really shallow, so I could probably get away with it. It's not like dire that I fish with light line, but there are moments, places that you need to fish light tippet, and if you don't practice with it, when it comes time to use it, you probably won't be any good with it. There's one. You just gotta try to get me in the trees over there. That's where the 9X sort of struggles. 6X, I could have just totally turned that fish away there and not worry about it, but 9X, you gotta give him a little bit of little give there. Oh. All rainbows, mostly. No browns. Oh, nice release. He was ready to go. He didn't want to be on camera. He's camera shy like me. Face for radio type of thing, La, da, da, da. Big whoosh when I cast. So I'm using a really light bead, and so to get the energy to cast it out there, I need to create a little bit of speed with my rod tip. Raven croaking at something over there. Look at there. Oh, might be a brown. Might be the first brown of the day. Staying to the, he did jump, but trying to rub me off. I can see him down there just digging his head down like browns do. Well, about the same size. There are some big fish in this river, but kind of go, you have to kind of hunt for them. This dude has been attacked by something larger than himself has had him in his mouth. I'll show you here in a second. He's got some, it's like fish right there, and he got away. Lucky. Oh. It's about reps though, getting good reps. Doesn't really matter how big the fish are. Doesn't really matter. Catching fish is positive reinforcement. It means you're doing something right. Fish are all pretty smart. Big or little. They recognize patterns that we don't recognize. And so if you're catching small fish, it means you're doing something right. With your drift, your presentation is solid. It's just a matter of time before you put your fly in front of a bigger fish. Yeah, all these fish I'm catching normally are in deeper water, but they are clearly keyed in on this midge hatch or beta hatch or whatever it is that's gonna happen or happening. They're up in the shallow stuff. Why do they do that? Well, there's this big flat above me. It's super shallow for, I don't know, maybe 70 yards. I'll put the camera up there in a second. All that water above me, pretty shallow for the most part. Moves about the same speed, but holds a lot of biodiversity. A lot of insects. So in fact, insects are all going to sort of do their thing in those riffles, and then they're drifting down. These fish have staged here, where the first sort of depression is, where they can break the current a little bit using that little bit of shelf that's out there to rest, but also be in a really good position to eat all the bugs as they come down. There's not like a ton flying around right now, but I guarantee you, if you were to go out there with like a little net or something, a sieve, if you will, and just hold it under the water there for a second, you'd be surprised at how many bugs would come out of there. Fish don't end up in places coincidentally. Their entire life is about calorie intake and calorie deficit. So they're not going to be somewhere where they're going to burn a ton of calories and not be able to make up for it, especially in the wintertime when the water's cold. There's plenty of oxygen in the wintertime, so they can kind of hang out wherever they want. Usually they avoid fast-moving water in the wintertime just because the energy expenditure is too high, but that's just a general statement. It's not always true. Like right now, this is probably some of the faster-moving water. I mean, below me, it's really slow-moving, right? In the wintertime, you'd be like, oh, they're all down there in that really slow, lakey stuff. And a lot of times they are. But the conditions are right, which they are today. One problem with this light line is it just gets wrapped real easy, and then it's hard to get it unwrapped. So you have to manually. I don't do it when I cast, just when I catch a fish. But the conditions are such today that if it's out there, I'm gonna catch it, stick, fish, or whatever. So water temp's right, air temp's right, whatever it is. Bugs are doing their thing. Fish are like, you know what? Move out of our little safety spot there. Slow, deep water. Come up here and feed. I mean, if you're looking at this, if you could see what I see, 9 out of 10 people, probably 10 out of 10 people are going to walk by when I'm fishing. It's not a spot that's going to jump out at you and say, hey, there's 25 fish laying here or more. Might find it by accident if they're really feeding in there, like surface feeding. Which is probably how I found it at one time. Missed him. I'm looking for strike detection. I have painted marker on there. It's called a cider. I painted it on there. And this water's so shallow that I can get ooh, there's one. I felt that one. I can get away with floating that cider. It's kind of like a waxy material. It's another little brown. And so it's good at not breaking the surface tension of the water. It'll float on the water for quite a ways. The weight of the fly eventually will brownie. Ooh, camera shy too. The weight of the fly will eventually pull the line under, but for a few seconds there, you can float it. You can actually fish a light and a fly too. Thought I lost my fly there for a second. You can fish a light and a fly too, where it won't pull it under, so you can float the cider completely. But so I'm letting that cider just float on the water there. I watch it. I can see it starts to like turn the corner, is what I call it. That's my fly basically hitting the bottom. That's when I sort of lift up. And then I'll just sort of match the current speed and follow that line downstream towards the end of the drift. The fish had that for a long time. I felt him grab it up stream there a little ways, but didn't set it. And he turned down with it. That's why I miss him. So I let my cider land on the water. See it sink, lift up. Now I'm just matching the current speed with my rod tip, just following the line down the stream, watching that cider, watching the line. It stops, pauses. It's a good indication that something's grabbed it. It's not always a fish, but majority of the time it is a fish. Sometimes it's bottom, but always check it. Sometimes you can feel it too. When you're fishing such a light line and you have a light rod and the whole system is light, you can actually feel the fish vibration when they grab it, run through the line all the way up to your fingertips. That's why you always have the line under your fingertips. Not only can you it helps you manage the line, you can strip slack in as it's coming down, but you can also use that sense of touch to distinguish a strike. More often than not, it's going to be visual. You're going to see like that a line bounce or jump or stop, and you check it, and bingo. Fish. Trouts. Trucha. This guy's been caught a time or two, and someone did a crappy job at taking their hook out. Ripped his pre-maxilla off there. Guys, if you're unhooking fish, be careful. Don't do that. See that? The poor guy's pre-maxilla is now deformed in his mouth. He can still feed and do whatever, but be gentle. Take a second. Fish without barbs, for one. And if you're fishing with barbs, make sure you got like a hemostat or some pliers or something where you can take that hook out, not hurt that fish. Unless you're catching to eat them, then it doesn't really matter, I guess. Do whatever, but I don't eat them. They're my buddies. I'm probably not their buddy, but ooh. I dodged that stick there. See if I can get that one that took it. Oh, I don't know if it's the same one, but I knew there was one down there. There's another little shelf right there when you pass that little branch out there. It drops off again. And there's a few fish sitting down there as well. It's a good place for them when they go up and feed in that riffle or off that little minor shelf. They kind of just slink back there to that little bit deeper water, that next shelf, and so he's got really pretty fins. They go up there on the flat, feed for a little bit. Yeah, look at, he's got these pink colors. Nice little orange tip on his dorsal. Pretty specimen. But yeah, they'll feed up on that flat for a little bit. Slide back down to that deep water. Take a breather. Digest some food. And go back up there when they're ready. They're right there. We're hitting the shelf again. Just dropped off it. Secondary shelf, a little deeper there, a little slower. Just want to drift through there. Nada. Let's take a step. Upstream. My guess is there's going to be fish for a ways up here. Find out. At some point they'll stop, but floating it, it's dropping, lifting. That was good cast, good drift. Caught a lot of fish right there on that same line. May have wore a welcome out there. Up a little higher. Now it's really flat up there. There's no shelf up there. That's like the riffle. Doesn't mean there's not fish up there. They're just probably not. Not as packed in up there as they were on that shelf. I spread out a little bit more, so take a little bit more prospecting. I feel like there's one more over there at the top of this. If I get a cast out of there, that might do it. A little short, but we'll see. Something made my sider dive. Ooh, that's the one. Float the sider. Lift up. Nice thing about having a nice long rods, they can lift up over all that current. That was bottom, felt like. I can lift that line up over that current, reduce the drag, and so I'm matching the speed. My line is just in the current where my fly is at, which is reducing drag, which is giving me a better presentation. Doesn't mean I'm gonna get a fish, but lifting. Look right there. Right in there. Yeah, let's move up a few steps here. There's another little depression right up here. We'll drift a few through there and see what happens. And there's one. So we're putting a pattern together here, right? Figuring out where these fish are holding. I would say it's maybe knee deep out there. It's a little bit deeper than it looks probably on the camera. If you can see any of that on the camera, I have no idea. Footage is probably garbage. Usually is. But yeah, so maybe 2 feet deep. A lot of times not even 2 feet deep. So I gotta figure out how to not tangle my rod tip up every time I catch a fish. Or at least figure out which way I twist it up. So when I go to untangle it. Yeah, boy. Amateur hour. Oh man, that one was wrapped up there like real bad. Ooh, had a rock on there for a second. That's at the top of that little depression, going right through the meat of the depression. Ooh. It's in a little closer to us. I always like to fish closer to me and then work my way over. Take a few casts where you don't think the fish are at. You look at it and you're like, that's too skinny, they're probably not in there. Throw a couple in there anyways. Might surprise yourself. Okay. Competition, that's $1 million fish right there. If we competed for money, which we don't, but that's a fish other competitors or anglers might just walk by or not fish to. And yeah, those are ones you like to have in the bag for sure. Bonus fish. That was not a great cast. Oh, it was not a great cast, but there was a fish there. Let's try it again. Oh, it's real close to me. It's all right, we'll fish it. Look at that. That fish is in like, that fish is maybe 4 inches of water there. I probably would have walked right through that. Ooh, I thought that was another one. I mean, it's straight upstream from me. I'm standing in like, I don't know, 8 inches of water. Probably not even that much. That was a terrible drift. Oh, that's like straight up. Why not? Why not? Why not be a fish there? Don't assume there isn't until you try it. There's 2 bonus fish in there that I missed. That's why I come out here and practice. So that at a competition, you don't do that. That's probably gonna be a fish. Oh, there was a fish there. Missed him. In the same spot. Let's see if we can get that same fish, or maybe he's got a buddy hanging out next to him. Oh, I guess it's in one, but it's the fish. Hooks out, beautiful. Fish is released, wonderful. Right back up into that spot. It's a little short, but it probably will work. Yes, sir. Come on, buddy. Let me out. Let me out here. Easy, big fella. There you go. You're free, you're free. Oh, 2 for 2? Maybe with that cast. Maybe. Oh, there was a fish there, but I missed him. Two for three. Negatory. See what? 1 for 3 will put you in the Hall of Fame, though. At least in baseball. Ow. That was a miss. Swing and a miss there. Bunch of fish out there. Just like that other depression. Certainly missed my fair share. Step. Ooh. Take a step up, so we'll try a couple in close to us again. That bonus fish. It's a little farther out than I was trying to cast, but still sort of in the bonus fish area. Brownie. Come on, dude. Chill. I feel like you just roll. Ooh, this one's got really pretty red spots. See if I can show them to you. They're my favorite. Browns and brookies. Pretty fish. Rainbows are cool. But Montana rainbows are kind of like the mutt of the trout family. There's just so many different varieties. Come in all shapes and colors. They're still pretty. They're fun to catch. But yeah, they're all over the board. Some have spots, some don't have spots. Some are chrome, some aren't chrome. It's a bonus fish. And people be like, oh, that's the difference between them spawning colors, not spawning colors. Well, part of that is true, but and part of it is the difference between males and females. But back in the day when they were first starting out with the fish hatcheries, that one's not too bad looking. Pretty little guy. They combine so many different types of rainbows. So they're just kind of like mixed them all up. Because they all looked about the same. That was immediately, as soon as it hit the water, bam. Flippity floppity. Bippity boppity. Come on, little buddy. Smile. 4. Camera. Yeah, I'm like 50 yards from the highway. You don't have to walk miles to catch fish. You just have to fish better than how other people are fishing. Or fish water that other people don't fish, which is probably the case here. No one's probably touched this today, even though there was another rig there. Probably walked through the spot, but probably didn't spend a whole lot of time here. Alright, we got a couple bonus fish. Let's go over there. Ooh. See what's happening in the honey hole. Yeah, this is a really pretty one. Another rainbow. But this one still sort of has like, it's definitely a mature fish, but see it has like its paw marks down its lateral line. Catch a lot of rainbows have that. This one's got the orange tip. You know, very spotted up. I like those guys. I like them all, but some places you can kind of tell the difference between wild fish and hatchery fish. Where I'm at, we don't stock any of our streams with hatchery fish. It doesn't mean there couldn't be hatchery fish in here, but according to the DNR or Fish, Wildlife and Parks, whatever, these are technically all wild fish. Not native, but wild, meaning that they don't support any of the streams in Montana with hatchery fish, stock fish. There are some places where they will reintroduce or try to reintroduce native species, and so they will do a stocking program for like cutthroat or grayling or something like that. But when I was a kid, they used to stock the same with Arctic grayling. I guess they thought that they could survive in here. They did not. But they fed a lot of the trout. Well, we've stung quite a few in there, so we're gonna take a step up. And just keep working up this riffle, just for fun, seeing how many fish I can get out of here. This random water, but it's been fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time.